What is content gap analysis? Content gap analysis is the process of evaluating existing content on a topic that discovering gaps in a content to improve open. So, upon for example, a few years ago, I wanted to create a piece of content on the topic of link building, but I did not just open up a Google Doc and start writing. So instead, I looked for content gaps and I noticed that the most of the content out there on link building was outdated, lacking examples and details, hard to understand. In other words, those were three gaps that I could fill with my content, and that's exactly what I did. I published an ultimate guide called Link Building the Definitive Guide. So, and because it will fill out a lots of content gaps, the post did great. In fact, it currently ranks in the top three of Google for the keyword link building. So, what is a content gap analysis and why it's important? The main reason to look at the content gap is that it helps you to content perform better in terms of SEO and social shares. That's because you know that your content is better than what's out there before you hit publish. With that, here are a handful of strategies you can use to get the most out of your content gap analysis. Best practices are analyze Google's first page. Let's face it, most people publish content with the goal of ranking in the Google. So that best way to find content with gaps is to see what's already ranking in Google's first page. For example, let's you say you want to create a blog post about paleo diet snacks. You will search for that keyword and see what Google's first page has no to offer. Then identify gaps in that content. Common content gaps include content freshness. When was the content published and last update? Through Nest, does the content give you all dates? Usability, can you easily read and understand what on the page? Wow factor, is that content impressive enough to share? As well as use tool to scale this process like SEMrush and audit your own content audits, this SEO checklist post, and you have to go through with also learn that case study of how someone improved existing content to increase this traffic, organic traffic, by more than 50%. Whenever you go to content gap analysis, is basically affects journalism, like what is a content gap and how it so should be analyzed for the SEO. A few years ago, a piece of content on the topic linked the building and was go good that. But after some years, when I noticed on my site, it was a Google ranked